up your head, pick up your body, get on the bus, it's time to party. It's Gregory, it is a Saturday night, Gregory. Take your socks off and take your pants on, get in the car.
Hey, Mike does a great job on my videos. He does my videos. Yeah.
Oh, he does your videos?
Unreal.
Oh.
So good.
Well, Mike, you're doing his videos. But my videos, who cares?
He's got too many. I want Mike to do a podcast with me now that I'm seeing how good he is on all these.
You're just going to do a podcast with Mike Vechionne now.
He didn't agree to it. I was going to pitch him afterwards.
So that's that's why you're here.
Trying to steal your talent.
I knew it. I said, how am I going to get this guy?
I need to throw a monkey wrench into the Greg Stone machine.
You take my producer.
Yeah, I'm going to take him.
To be fair, I'm behind on Mike's videos.
I'm going to take your man. What's that?
I'm behind on Mike's videos also.
But I'm going to take your man, Greg. I'm going to take your man.
I knew it. So we're having, hang on, I'm having a fucking focus problem, although I don't want to focus on you at all.
I'm afraid to move. Am I still going to be on?
Hey, you can do whatever you want. You get in whatever situation. We start this thing kind of
like
loose.
in the backseat of an Uber and you're driving. There you go.
Sit like this.
That would be great.
Look at this. Look,
You've done this podcast before, right?
This one?
Yeah.
With you?
No, just in general with another guest. You had to situate how to sit and stuff, right?
Yeah, but it's different with you.
Yeah.
I don't
You're not used to having this much star power in here?
Yeah, this much hate. I'm only having you for your listeners. You know that, right?
For my listeners?
Yeah.
I think we have the same listeners.
Yeah, Mike Suarez.
Mike Suarez is the talent, and you will not take him from me.
You're taking him from me.
He is your producer, but he also is my video.
All right, let's do it, man. 1-on-1.
Right.
We're gonna compete for his love right now.
Okay.
Let's do it.
Right.
Right, let's do it. What
let's
do you
have
got?
A Suarez off.
Offer him. Give him an offer.
Our offer is this is my offer. Nothing. Not even the fee for the gaming license, which I would appreciate that you put up personally. You see, Greg,
heard that. You don't even
I'll
offer
do
him anything?
business with you, but I despise your type. Coming out here, polluting this great country with your oily skin.
What are you doing?
It's The Godfather Part 2.
Oh, I only saw Part 1. I meant, what are you doing?
You only
in
saw
my house?
Godfather Part 1?
I saw Part 1 and Part 3, the two best
No wonder
ones.
you changed your name to Stone.
You know, I'm like not really cool about, the Italian.
The name change.
You know the League of Defamation came after me, right?
Did they?
Yeah.
Because you're a coward?
They didn't say that word.
No.
They said other words. They were said, as an Italian, as yourself, we are ashamed that you change your name to something un-Italian.
Right. I mean, it's really bad. It's really bad.
I've been getting letters, and I'm pretty sure that I confided in you about this privately. And for you to bring up,
and now we're making it public. Your fans have the right to know. Full transparency. I mean, what did you think was going to happen? Did you think people were going to ignore your hair and your skin and go, "Oh, he's an Anglo. I'm Greg Stone. Nice to meet you. Hi, I'm Greg Stone. I'm an Anglo-Saxon."
You're yelling on my podcast in my house.
It's called bringing
You're in my house.
You don't like your guests to bring energy?
No, I don't like my guests to come in and tell people how I'm ashamed of being Italian when it's better to be Jewish in this. It's better to be Jewish in this business.
It's better to be the right kind of Jewish. I don't know if it's just better to be generally Jewish.
Well, I don't know what's the right kind of Jewish.
I think Jewish is kind of over. It's better to be something else, more diverse.
Well, what's
Jewish
more diverse than Jewish?
A thing anymore.
Italian?
Jewish are just whites now. Jewish have been bumped back to whites.
Well, I'm still trying to be, at least I know there are a bunch of Jewish people who are still trying to fight in the, people who are in the trenches trying to maintain the Jewish, running of the business. I was trying to get in with those guys. What Italians do we have?
No, there's Sebastian.
Sebastian.
That's our main
And he
Italian.
won't take my emails.
He won't take my calls either. So
what if sorry.
I mean, I don't know what the plan. Are you going to come up with a plan now?
Yeah.
I feel like this is more of an interrogation room. This is all set up, premeditated in a premeditated way to intimidate me, and to get me to say things that you want me to say. Plus, the air conditioning is blowing right on me. It's meant to freeze me out. And I had some air conditioning problems because I just moved, getting into my thing now, and I can tell how many BTUs that is just by it blowing on me, softly blowing on me.
I dare you to attempt the BTU count on that.
5,000.
Right on the nose.
5,000 BTUs.
Wow.
And you've got it set to like it's almost like whispering to me.
I have it on whisper mode.
It's on whisper.
Jesus, you're like a fucking air conditioning savant.
It's very intimidating what you're trying to pull off.
Yeah.
Luckily, I'm a master of psychology and I know what you're trying to do here.
Well,
the small ring light, that's doing nothing.
I don't even
by the
aim
way.
at you. My idea is what I do is I get you in the hot seat, freeze you out, turn off the ring light. You're in the dark, pull the chair over your chair, and kick you. That's how the end of this podcast is supposed to be.
Me. I know all too soon. This is a nightmare in here. This is somebody's fucking nightmare in this place.
You don't like it?
I mean, this room is.
What's wrong with it?
I don't know. The helmets on the door, the eclectic, intimidating qualities of everything. A dresser that is just. It looks too good for a junkyard. It's the drawers are open. It's somebody's fucking nightmare.
Why would you shut a drawer?
Somebody's nightmare.
You want to get to the stuff quick. The opening just slows you down. How do you leave all your dressers closed?
Yes, I leave them closed. You
Why?
should get Katie
Privacy?
Hannigan on here. She leaves the fucking drawers open just like you.
I would
guys are
love
a
to have her
match.
on, but she won't answer her and Sebastian Maniscalco sit in a coffee shop together laughing about how they don't answer my emails.
Arrogance.
And she's not Italian. This is an
She is
Italian-only podcast.
She is not Italian. But you've had other non-Italians on here.
I don't know.
You just said Sarah Talamash.
She's
who's
Italian.
Not Italian.
Tolomacci.
And Nathan McIntosh.
Both
not. Oh, you flip people
I
to
flip
become
them.
Italian.
This is like a religious
You
podcast.
do the opposite of what you did, which is go from Italian to Anglo. You take the Anglos and flip them to.
I'm leaving the race, so I'm trying to bring others in.
You left. You're not leaving, bro. You left. You're ashamed of yourself.
Speaking of left, you left Astoria. You left
I
3
did
blocks
leave
from me.
Astoria.
You didn't say anything.
Yeah.
You just up and went.
I told you at your birthday. I figured
Yeah.
I'd break the bad news at your biggest possible day. I'm
You-
such a cock block.
You're such a cock. A big old. A big old cock.
That hurts, man. That hurts. Can
Anyway,
I
I've
plug my
got some-
dates?
I prefer
I'm
if you
at the
didn't. Where are you going to be?
Stress Factory.
Don't go. Where else? When? January when?
July 30th and 31st.
So don't go there.
Please, if you're in New Jersey right now and you're listening to this, please come and see me. Please come and see me and follow me at Comic Mike V.
Just so you know,
on all
I'm going to be
social media
standing at the
platforms.
door, and anyone who goes in there is going to have to get through me. So you have to 2-drink minimum, and you have to fist fight me at the front of the Stress Factory. That's
That would
my
probably
new career.
draw more people. The opportunity to sucker punch Greg Stone. I'm not even going to call you Greg Stone. But what's your? It's something.
Maniscalco.
No, you wish. You wish you got those numbers. Maniscalco is great. He really.
Have you
does
ever talked
make
to
me
him?
laugh. Nah, but I heard he's a super nice guy.
Really?
Very, very nice. Very humble guy. And
I was in a room with him once.
really,
Yeah. Couldn't get a read, though.
I'm sure he's got people coming at him from all angles now. So now it's like
He was there. I just want to walk up.
introduced by somebody he knows, and you're like, oh, this is a good guy. But if you're just coming out of the blue, I mean, what do you expect? I mean,
Well, I was in a
he's
room.
probably nice to everybody, but you don't know where people are coming from.
I didn't approach him.
You didn't.
No. Well, I got to tell you how I'm going to approach him, though. This is how you meet. If you want to open for Sebastian,
Right.
this is how you do.
I don't want to open for him. I just
Close
get
for
to
him.
meet him. No, just meet him.
Oh, you want to open for him. That guy's
I
making
wouldn't mind.
$20,000 a pop.
I know.
And he sells shirts for $20,000.
It's unreal.
Concrete,
people swarm. But I like him. He built it
marble
from the
shirts.
ground up, man. They didn't get any help from the industry, really.
Who?
Sebastian built
Yes,
it from
he
the ground
did.
up.
You know who his dad is?
No.
Ray Romano. So he got.
I know
Mazzilli.
Mazzilli and those guys propped him up. Those guys pulled him up. But mostly, I mean, it was they took a special interest in him and cultivated him. But he mostly did it with his putting his material online, and it just people shared it and shared it and shared it, and it became a whole thing.
You know who helped me in the business?
Who?
You. That's why I'm here.
That's why we're in a tiny interrogation room.
This is what
This is the fruits
Mike's
of
golden touch will do to your
the
career.
fruits of our labor.
Oh, this is how you approach Sebastian Maniscalco.
How?
Very easy.
How?
Just walk up and go, "Hey, doing Mike Vechionne?" And then when he goes, "Sebastian Maniscalco," you go, "You Italian?" and then it will. The seeds were
Yeah.
planted, and you a huge relationship.
Right.
Any Italian, if you say the secret words, "You Italian," they take you under their wing.
I rather befriend. I mean, I would like to meet Sebastian, but I would also like to meet Scorsese. That's a guy who can really help you in the
Richard?
business. Martin Scorsese.
What could Marty do for you?
Put you in a fucking movie. Put you in a big movie, and you'd be a big star.
I never even thought
It would
of
be
that.
a big hit, and then you wouldn't have to worry about drawing.
First of all, I never thought of that. I met this guy like 3 times, and I just figured he couldn't book me any dates, so I just kind of ignored him.
Who's that?
Martin Scorsese. He came to Cellar 3 times.
Did he?
He came up to me and he was like, "Are you Italian?" And I was like, "Yeah, get out of here," And then he was like, "I love your act," and I was like, "Yeah, good pal, push on,
keep it moving."
Yeah,
right.
And then he goes, "But I can help you," and I go, "Can you get me in at the Comedy Store in L.A.?" And he goes, "I don't," and I went, "Then push on, you old Goomba." I called him a Goomba.
Oh, I'm sure he appreciated that.
So I didn't think of it. I should have said a movie.
Yeah, I mean, you got to
didn't
think
think of it.
movie. Damn it, Greg.
I was thinking Laugh Factory.
You were thinking Rascals in Montclair. He asked Scorsese if he can get you into Rascals in Montclair as a feature.
I'll work
Take
my
it
way.
slow. Take it slow. How about Rascals? Those were the days, right? When
That's where I met you.
before YouTube, when there was a small rat in the
Laughing in the back.
laughing in the background.
Do you remember? Let me ask you this.
How about
Was
shout out to Linda
Never.
Cork, God rest her soul, rest in peace.
Linda who?
Linda Cork, she would put me into headline there.
I thought it was Linda Rowe.
No, Linda Cork.
I didn't
Linda
know
Cork
her.
was very good to me. Yeah,
No, good for her.
rest in peace.
The nice. Yes, rest in peace. I have to just switch and then go back into joke mode. Was that a good
Yeah,
move?
you switch and then go back into joke mode.
Yeah.
You need to show your diversity of talents here. That's what this is for, isn't it?
All right. Say we're not talking about Linda Cork, but do another thing where I should be serious and then go back into joke mode. Like, let's do a joke. Ah, that bitch was crazy, right? And then say something serious, and I can switch and come back if you don't mind. Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah, but can we just organically do it instead of you executive producing?
We could because we can cut this. And then you put it
I don't think
online,
you
it
did
goes
put that kind of
famous.
work in. Do you cut this?
I don't put any work in with Mike.
Well, you,
is supposed
you
to be putting
clearly
work
don't
into
put
it.
any work into cleaning the room. So I
That's-
figure you didn't put any work into editing the fucking podcast either.
I don't understand why you don't see clean about this. It's chaos.
It's clutter, dude. It's chaos, and this is reflective.
I'm just
I
gonna-
just cleaned everything out, and I have a very simple, minimalistic life. This is. You ever hear that thing?
I was gonna
This is
give that to you.
reflective. Don't cut me off with a Superman
Sorry.
comment, Greg.
I know, hit me. I cut you
It's-
off. That was wrong, but
It's very reflective of your mind, and if this is your mind,
yeah.
no wonder you're fucking need medication to go to sleep at night. This is crazy, dude.
You know what, man? It's a little rude of you to come to my house and make fun of my mind. To come, you
This
didn't
is
come
a
to- you came
reflection.
to
The
my-
clutter is a reflection of your mind. If the room is this cluttered, your mind is this cluttered.
No,
Clean it out, Greg. I'm being your friend, and I'm being your life coach here.
I got these toys as a representation of a lost youth. What do you know that lost?
How
youth?
about you fucking let the lost youth go? It's gone, and start living in the now, present moment awareness.
What's the-
Eckhart Tolle,
Well, what should I put?
Power of Now.
What should I hang in the room as per Mike
Nothing.
Vechionne?
It should be
Sp-
white walls, just white
It's a
walls.
Crazy person you
That's
are.
it. No,
Straight white walls,
white walls.
like a
White or
mental
black
institute.
walls, or black. As
Black.
diversity. White or black, and just whatever color you want the walls, but nothing on the walls. Just nothing. Just clear.
What's funny is
Clear-headedness, man.
little behind the curtains for the listeners. We were all improvising, having a good time, but this white walls thing, this is real Mike.
No, this is real Mike.
Straight white.
Get rid of
walls.
this fucking clutter, dude.
like a crazy.
Get
person.
rid of this clutter.
What are
This
you
is a
doing in my
crazy
room?
person, dude.
This is not. This is
You have
enjoyment.
action figures all. You're a grown man.
It's an
You're about to
enjoy-
have a fucking family. You have action figures all
You
over
know
the
I'm
place.
about to have. You know that I'm not. You know, I'm worried about the. Let's move on.
You
for
don't
the
seem
juju
too
reasons.
worried about it, junkyard.
Imagine
Greg.
a kid comes in here and he looks around and he goes, "This is Willy Wonka for a kid."
Oh no, it's
You're gonna raise your kid
How
in a
many
white
different
room?
things in this room could he choke on?
All things, but he'll be
Yeah,
trained
all
against
things.
it. I'll train him against it.
Really?
Yes, with a series of strings and shocks. I'll shock it. Don't go in there. They'll shock him, and he won't chew. What are you gonna do in your white room? Just put a kid in a white room like the powder? You're gonna treat your kid like powder, and he's gonna run into a field and die of electric.
No, he'll be in the white room and he'll have the white walls is indicative of a clear mind. It's just no clutter.
An empty mind.
There's no clutter. There's it's a clear mind. It's not an empty mind, Greg. Oh my God. I don't know if you know the difference. This is really
I was
something.
mentioning in the beginning of the podcast, asked if you like Superman. If you
I do
Christopher
like
Reeves.
Superman, but I'm not a Superman. I don't look at him
Well,
like
I'm not going to give you.
Well,
this
no,
one.
I don't look at him like a god. I do. I respect Superman. I respect his.
Who's your favorite
his story.
superhero?
I had the Spider-Man album growing up because he was I had the album. He was at a science fair. He gets bit by a spider. He comes back. He has all these feelings, and then he starts doing Spider-Man type shit. I thought that was pretty cool. I like the backstory.
Your backstory.
Yeah, the backstory of
He has
Spider-Man.
all these
And I like the way it
feelings.
was explained out in the album.
All these feelings.
These feelings. Bit by a
You get
spider.
emotional by an emotional.
Well,
spider.
no, I was because in parallel with my own life, I was bit by bed bugs, but I just had to move to another borough. I had the power to break a lease. Can you make that a clip?
Yeah, I'll make that the clip of the last episode of the podcast because everyone tuned out.
I think your fans are more loyal than that.
Really?
They've tuned in. The people that I know from the other podcast you had, which I won't mention,
What?
they were fiercely loyal.
They were Feast of the Lord.
Now I think Anthony was a big part of that also, but you deserve some of the credit too.
I deserve a lot of the credit. Okay, Anthony was also deserving credit, and so does Brendan, but 2%.
Oh, you're gonna give them 2% credit? You're taking the rest. 2% a piece, or 2% just 1% each. I mean, why not just cut them to 1% each?
No,
and
it's
give yourself
2% each,
98%?
and then Mike gets a cut of that percent for producing the podcast.
Oh, now we're back to negotiating with Mike.
They get 40%.
I pay Mike a set fee.
We're talking credit of. We're not talking money. We're talking credit for the podcast.
And my videos are doing very good, Mike. Also,
Are they?
I'm just letting you know they do great because Mike does fucking great work.
I'll share one.
And I'm talented too.
Well, why don't you let me share one?
Well, you can share one.
Well, why don't you tell me? I would share one. I'll share all of them.
Well, then your whole page is me.
Yeah, and then people will come to me thinking I'm you. I get a lot of fans. Boom, switch it. Throw my stand up. They already follow.
Hey, whatever works. I don't even understand any marketing schemes now, and that's not crazy. That's not too crazy to work.
I had this old
Anything
scam.
will work. Sam and Mark.
Who were they?
Sam Morrell and Mark Norman.
Don't care for them.
Okay, well, they're good guys, and they're very, very talented comics, and they have a podcast, and We Might Be Drunk, and they have a Instagram page, and they've put a couple of my clips up, and they've done super well. So I think maybe that's the answer.
You and I need to do a podcast. They do We Might Be Drunk. We do a podcast that says we are drunk. We're not cowards.
Oh, that's good.
We are.
Right.
And they're not. They're lying.
And the whole podcast, we just critique their podcast.
Yeah. I just said we could get drunk and scream out the window at the women that pass by. But we could have multiple segments.
What's the podcast called? Canceled?
It's called.
Because we'll get canceled real fast.
No, we'll just say I'm kidding.
Canceled before. Oh, we're kidding. That'll save it. People on the internet will understand that. Hey guys, we were just kidding the entire time. You don't get it?
I think this is a great idea. Scream out the window at women, and then
scream out the window at
we scream at the women. We tell them, "Don't watch. You might be drunk. Don't." Because we are drunk.
Should we have a cat calling podcast? That would just run its course pretty quickly.
Okay, let's really brainstorm.
Is this a brainstorming session, or are we doing? Is any of this for the fans?
Nothing is for anybody.
Is this even recorded? Is this even on? Is Mike there just to?
Let me tell you something, Michael.
For eye candy?
This is what this podcast is. What this is what the only true thing in life of any value is time. Okay, you can spend a lot of money, give money away, it doesn't mean anything.
Right.
But time is the only thing that when you give someone your time, it's the only true value, it's the only true real currency. Yeah. And what my goal here is to take just a little bit of your life away from you.
This is a Life Suck podcast.
Yes.
The Life Suck.
Just 1 hour of
energy draining.
Yeah.
It's like when Superman, we'll bring it back to Superman.
Mm-hmm.
It's around kryptonite. He becomes he becomes soft and fucking weak. And that's what this podcast is about. That's why you pulled out Superman?
To show you what you could have been, but not anymore. Because I'm sucking your life away.
You are sucking. It took me a long time to get here. And I had to stop at the post office. No, it didn't take that long. Oh. But I had to stop at the post office. That took a long time because they're not giving me my mail. So
let's brainstorm a new podcast. And I'll get into your mail. This is what you brought to the show. This is the setup. So, Mike, I heard something's going on with your mail. Got anything about that? That's the bit.
I have real. It's not a bit, Greg. I thought this was a real life. I thought this was a real life podcast where we're talking about real issues, or ask me something about the business instead of yelling at me. Is this about your mail? It's like, what did I come here for? To get screamed at.
I want you to do the bit. I want you to do the mail bit that you came.
There's no mail bit. I don't have a bit on the mail. I got my mail stopped. I got my mail stopped before I went to Aruba for a while.
All right.
And then I go, okay, I'd like to start the mail back up again. And he goes, we never stopped it. I go, come on, dude. You never stopped it? I filled out a form. The guy goes, I didn't get it. I don't know. And so he was just putting the mail, filled the box up, and I go, where's the rest of the mail? It's like, we don't keep the mail. It's just, if we don't put it in your box, we send it back to the sender. I'm like, this is a crazy way to run an organization.
Yeah.
The post office is insane. It's not a bit. It's not a fucking bit.
Dude,
and that's why you really did.
Bit.
Can I give you a compliment?
Yeah.
You actually did me a huge friend favor by getting my mail the other time because I didn't stop it. So I figured the next time I was like, I don't want to burden Greg again.
Why don't you ask me to your mail?
Let me just stop the mail with the post office. Turns out you're more reliable than the post office.
Well, a lot have said that. Women have said that to me.
Women have said that to you
A lot of times. More reliable.
I would have liked to seen single Greg. I never knew single Greg.
Yeah, he was weird, man.
What kind of things did you get into?
I get so scared. I would get so scared. I would open way strong,
right?
Get them, right. And then buckle 2 days later after I have to call them.
So, but you would get them into sex?
No,
you wouldn't know sex.
Let me tell you this, dude.
Would you show them your action figures? Maybe that was the problem.
Great.
No, I'm troubleshooting here. You said you would start strong, and then you would get them, and then you skip to 2 days later. So I figured you slept with them.
Can I tell you my line?
What's your line?
This was a line that always worked. I would walk up to a girl at the mall, and I don't know if it works anymore, but this was my move. I would go up to some girls in the mall. I would go, "Hey, can you just pretend you're laughing?" And they'd be like, "What?" And I would go, I don't like this, but my friend said I had to come over and talk to you just to get back in the wild. So just pretend like you're laughing. I'll walk back over. I said I got your number, and no big deal. And then they would go, ha ha ha. And I'm like, this is hilarious. And then I would sneak in a joke. Then they would really laugh. Then we're hanging. Then I'm putting their asses against the fucking wall, bent over style.
Oh my God.
Yeah. In the the Spencer's. I'd lure them into a Spencer's.
That went from the mall to carnal pretty fast.
That's I work. I always had some kind of silk on underneath to feel my own confidence.
Silk was a trigger for you?
Well, because if you wear the silk on the outside.
Because of Saturday Night Fever.
Because of Saturday Night Fever. Silk will make you feel confident and sexy, but you can't show them the silk.
Right.
Because then they go, they know what that silk is too sexual. If you bust silk out on the first day, the first time they see you, they will run.
Right.
But you keep a little in your hand, you keep a little in your pocket, and you feel it.
Yeah.
And then you go, that's right.
Yeah.
And then you go, so you guys want to get out of here?
Right.
And then they go, yeah, I don't know why, but I do.
And then later on, you've jammed it into their mouth.
Yeah, the silk.
Yeah.
Feel that. Grab that. See that dresser? Pull that out of the dresser for yourself.
I might get bit by something.
Oh, you're gonna get bit.
That looks fucking terrible.
It's funky monkey. You'll love it if
thing
you pull
right
it.
there?
Yep, that red. Pull that red. This was how I got most of the ladies. Oh, you didn't pull it out.
What is it, a cape?
No, it's a giant sexual Japanese robe. This is where I keep all my powers.
Oh my God. Oh my God. It's a giant sexual Japanese robe.
Yeah.
Who's got that just lying around? Who's got that lying around? I think you should do the podcast in that. I think you're missing out on a whole market of super sexual Japanese listeners.
The dream for me was to be the white guy on the top of the Chrysler building who shows up in a robe and he goes, I just learned some Japanese sexual shit you never heard of. And then, that kind of guy. That's who I want to be. We're back from commercial.
Back from break.
Here with Mike Vechionne, who was recently canceled for chasing it says skirt.
Chasing
a skirt?
Well, I like to be canceled with 50s references. Skirt chasing, I tell you. He was skirt chasing.
Says here, he says some dirty words to a couple of dames.
A couple of dames.
Yeah, man, I want to get up.
You ever hear Dean Martin's song, Standing on the Corner, Watching All the Girls Go By?
No.
Yeah, that's a song you could get canceled for now.
What are the words?
Buddy, you can't go to jail for what you're thinking.
Come on, really?
That's a real line.
That's like my motto my whole life.
Can't go to jail for what you're thinking.
I always said you can't arrest my eyes. My eyes, there's no eye jail.
Right.
And you open an eye jail, I'll register these things.
Yeah.
But guess what? This? Elevator eyes? Legal beagle. That's the legal beagle. We should do a podcast like Are You Garbage called Will This Get Me Canceled? And then we just
No, because we the whole time we'd be walking that line.
what line?
The line of getting canceled or not getting
All right.
canceled.
Well, then
Aren't we always kind of walking that line? You never know what's going to do
No one
it.
cares about you and
Well,
me.
no one cares about you and me right now. If a big opportunity is presented, they'll start sifting through all of this to see.
Well,
if
no
something could be
opportunities have
marginally-
presented yet, Mr. Judd Apatow movie.
You never know what could happen. You
Remember-
never know what could happen in your life. What opportunities are being presented to you? I'm manifesting them right now.
Well, I'm not because I'm full of a room full of junk. I mean, if I had white walls,
If
maybe.
you got rid of this and took it right to the junkyard and don't even take it to a Salvation Army. Oh, wouldn't the action figures be good for some kids? No, get rid of them. Get them to a garbage. Get everything clean in here, dude.
Do you know the name of this
Clear your
podcast was going to be Greg gives Mike Vechionne a Superman figure? And you have destroyed the dream of
I'm
giving you a
glad.
Superman figure.
I'm glad I destroyed your plan.
Just like Lex Luthor himself.
Yes.
You ever think about shaving your head and being a real villain?
No, I don't think I would be good with a shaved head. I have a wide based nose and
Yeah.
I need hair.
You've
in
wide
this
hips.
Equation. I do have wide hips.
Well, I meant because of your carb intake.
I've stopped watching carbs so much because of intermittent fasting. And don't get me started on that, Greg, because I will go for a whole hour and I will completely derail your cluttered Superman agenda that you have here.
Tita agrees with intermittent fasting. One of the only things she agrees with.
Yeah, because she's a medical professional.
She's a registered dietitian.
That's unreal. Oh, really?
RD. She knows food. That's her. She's a food science
What
master's.
does she say about it?
She likes it. It works. It's just, it doesn't say like she's like it conforms to the guidelines of what she thinks is maintaining and eating right. Like it's like because it's just time. I mean, this is me. Like when she tells me this, I am not paying attention. So I'm only giving you 2% of it. But it's like she doesn't like keto and diets because it's bullshit. Because it's like you shouldn't be starving yourself or changing. You shouldn't like ruin things. It's like it's not about the food you're eating. It's about how much and like moderation and that stuff. And intermittent fasting works within like moderation rules, and it works. I think
it really works. I mean, I did keto for a while and I loved keto, but it's like you can't. I couldn't sustain that for a long period of time because then you fall off of it. When you fall off keto, it's kind of hard because you start eating. You think that you're eating keto, but you're sneaking carbs in there, and then you just end up overeating on. I just ended up getting used to it and overeating on keto.
Yeah.
So that's not good. Intermittent fasting is like hard and fast rules that you don't break, and if you don't, as long as you don't break them, you can eat big meals, and you could do as long as you don't break them, you're going to lose weight. You're going to be fine and stay active.
Can I tell you my move?
What's your move?
I like to do it like I'll call this lizard aquarium technique. Whereas I just buy tighter shirts, and then my body will conform to those shirts, like as how a lizard will not grow too big for its cage. It works.
That's fantastic. Has it worked for you?
I think. Or I don't know. I see photos of myself and vomit comes from my own mouth. But aside from that, I think you
see,
just
that's
get
the thing.
small
I didn't
shirts.
like the photos. I was like, my face looked bloated. During the pandemic, I went to the doctor. My blood pressure was all kinds of fucking high because gyms were closed. See, gym, fasting, all this stuff throws your body into trauma. You need that. You need your body thrown into trauma once or twice a week, and then it comes back stronger and better. You know what I mean?
I say the same thing with my mind. You got to throw your mind into trauma. Do you do that?
How so?
Once a week, I will watch
crazy thoughts.
No, similar. I will watch videos of someone I love in my family being like murdered, but I do it through I have voice people I pay,
right,
and they send me video of like my mom being like tortured, and I don't know when it's coming, so I always think it's real, and then I go, what the fuck, mom, I'll get to you, and then I run out the door, and there he is, goes, gotcha, you've been traumatized, and I go, awesome. He goes, your mind just leveled up, and I do that once a week, and I just don't know when it's coming.
Well, see, that's the opposite of affirmations. It seems like what you're doing. Affirmations is like I'm drawing good things into my life and I'm living it great. Like you talk to yourself, your self-talk, but you're going the opposite way, which is my mother is being murdered.
Mm-hmm.
So you feel that's going to come. You're going to come out of that stronger.
Yeah, I mean, they say what doesn't kill you makes you stronger.
Right. But what kills your mother
will make you stronger.
Right.
And then when I make you stronger, you want me to do this to you? I can call you once a week. Something crazy
and threaten my family.
Yeah, usually I'll do it. Like I'll like show up in in a car and used to see Katie banging on the window, and I just I open my window, and go, ha, 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 ha! I just drive away in a, and then you got to chase me, which is
Right.
good for cardio and it's good for mind trauma.
You have a lot of different techniques. Maybe I was wrong about this room because your brain is
Right.
really working on a lot of different levels, Greg.
Well, that's what's great. This is why we get along so well and we hate each other because
I wouldn't say we hate each
No,
other.
hate. I don't like
I
to
would
say
say
that.
that there's a tension.
always.
There is a tension there. And it started with the fact that you denied being an Italian, but you wield it pretty.
Right.
You wield it. You know what I
don't-
mean? But then in public, you'll deny it. And that bothers me.
Wait, it doesn't just bother you. It bothers the Defamation League. They've been
Yeah.
calling me. They sent people to my house. They say, you better claim Italian quick, man. or
Well, the
you're
thing
dead."
is, it's like you're on this thing. It's like, and then, being like with society, everything that's going on. And then I'll see you secretly praying to a Columbus statue. And I'll go, what is he? He's
Wow.
misrepresenting himself both ways.
I didn't know you saw that. Well,
Yeah, I
Columbus
saw
is-
you when we walk past the Columbus statue. I see you quietly bow your head.
Oh, I shut my eyes. In the name of the Father and the Christopher Columbus.
Yeah,
And that's I don't even say that. I go the Santa Maria, the Pinto, the Mariner. What was the third? one? the Nina, the Pinto,
Nina,
the Santa
Pinta,
Maria,
Santa Maria,
and the Santa Maria.
Yeah.
You know,
you do the Holy Trinity,
the Holy Trinity.
the Holy Trinity of racisms.
And I just give someone a blanket that I coughed on at the Apple store.
Well, that was different whites, but I like where your mind is. Different whites. Hard to keep
Really?
track of those wily whites.
That wasn't Columbus? I thought Columbus came in with the blankets and the spears.
No, Columbus came in, and it wasn't even the continental United States. It was like South America or something.
Puerto Rico.
No, it wasn't Puerto Rico.
Could have been.
You're just making stuff up.
Well, just
It was in Central America, I think, where he said, "Oh, they were trying to get to India, obviously. So they so badly wanted to be in India.
Everybody wanted India so bad.
Yeah, because
That's like
they
the
want the
club.
spices, the fucking spices. And then have you tasted food with no flavor and
Well-
then add spices to it and go, I get it. I get why these motherfuckers are trying to get to India. Spicy food is so much better than bland
I
food.
thought it was just Indian spices, which I just got an Indian this year. So I was like, I could have been in England pre all that. Like they like curry.
Yeah.
Is that what you're saying?
No.
Or all
There's
spices.
all
Old
spices. There's a
Spice?
whole these
I mean, Old Bay?
shipping companies out of England
Mm-hmm.
and Spain and France. These shipping companies would compete, and they would I forget what the name of the actual shipping company, but they would attempt to. That's why they were sailing. They were sailing to get different types of spices to spice your
Wow.
food. man.
This is the podcast. You teach me about history. We call it History. I'll get stoned. High jackals. The history hijackals. Because we're hijacking history. That's pretty original. right?
history. No, it's history ferrets.
Yeah.
Something a little more domesticated, I think, would be good because we're not as wild as the hyenas were.
Or like horses. Social study studs. We're the studiers.
Social studies.
Social
studies.
studs. Social
Social
studs.
studs.
Social studs.
Social studies.
I don't know what the
studs.
podcast is, but that's the name.
this
Social
the name of it?
studs.
Do you bring guests on and you think of podcasts that you guys could do together?
Yeah, mostly. Well, this is the first one.
Well,
First
should we
inaugural
both
episode.
be in Japanese robes?
Well, I only have one, but we could share it. I'm all right with that. Okay, what is happening on Social Studs? Do we tell? We can ask people. See, we have to. Let me tell you this.
I don't know what a social studies book even looks like now.
It's like a book. It's got pages in it, pictures.
No, I know, but what are they? I mean, they've got to have been revised.
First
since
page,
I was in school.
Gay is cool.
Yeah.
Oh, great.
Right.
Second
Great.
page. White people suck. Nah, just kidding. They don't. I don't believe in race. I told you I don't believe in race. I don't believe in gender. I don't believe in sexual orientation. All man-made.
No, I
all
believe in the
bullshit.
Dr. King mantra of
What's
like you
that?
should be judged on the content of your character, not the color of your skin or your orientation or your religion. Content of character wins.
Absolutely.
That's what I believe. I believe Dr. King, man.
Also, he wasn't a real doctor, which I think is funny. We'll get into that in a second. He was
He
just
was a chiropractor.
he was a dentist.
Was he?
Yeah.
Was Dr. King a dentist?
That's why he was so good at speeches, because he would have to talk so long when he was doing people's teeth because they can't talk. That's like known fact.
Is that known?
Yeah, 10,000 hours of talking for an hour at a time. You're gonna get great at talking.
Maybe we
Dr.
should call
King
the podcast.
DDS.
Maybe we should call the podcast fake news. Because that's what we're spreading. We're spreading fake news.
Let me tell you this. This is a theory I came up with a long time ago, and I still believe it. I think
That's so funny.
Never mind.
I'm sorry.
No, I don't want it. My words have value to no one.
Somebody trying to stir up racism by
Yeah.
downing Dr. King, who I think is one of the greatest people who ever lived.
Yeah.
But they down him and go, he was a chiropractor. Right? He was make up stuff about Dr. King. He was just a chiropractor, right?
Yeah.
It's such a fucking funny way to
They're not even real doctors.
just a low end way to try to fucking ruin race relations.
He wasn't even a real
Just
doctor. He was a
credit doctor.
podiatrist. He just was. Yeah. I had this really great thing I was going to tell you.
I'm sorry. I did cut you off. That was a fucking bad move on my part.
No, it's.
Now you're bringing out a knife? I mean, weapons out. I mean, I told you I was
I
sorry.
was just going to give you the gift. Look at this. Yeah, Tita's dad gave me this to me.
Oh my God.
Yeah. I don't like these, but I have them.
Did he give it to you in your gut? And said, don't fucking mistreat my daughter.
Every year he would give me a leather jacket from it was his from the 80s because he owned a restaurant in the 80s, and he'd give me a knife.
Was a leather jacket from his restaurant that he owned?
Well,
What kind
that
of?
he would wear to the restaurant
Oh,
because he was a 80s guy,
yeah,
living it.
right.
And you go
Living on a prayer.
living on a prayer, I guess.
Yeah.
Great.
In my podcast, we have horns.
You have horns.
If the joke lands.
Well, I don't have
horn
a
goes
producer
off.
on this. I just have a guy who pretends he's hitting record and is.
See,
really
that's why
listening.
Mike should come to my. I actually appreciate him.
You want to do podcast swap? You'll take Mike. I'll take Shannon for a week.
I can't give up Shannon, and
For
plus
a
I don't know
week?
what you'll do with her.
What do you think I'm going to do with her? I'm a married
In
man.
this dark room, I don't know.
She just have to
protect
stand
her.
over there. My podcast producers have to stand over the Mike's in the closet. Yeah, I'm not going to let you go see him.
Mike is here.
What was I going to ask you before?
I don't know. I'm sorry. I did cock block you on that one.
No, I don't really care. It's just funny, but I had oh, this is the move. I had brought this up on a previous episode, so I'm sorry, but for you, I think this is good. What I want to do is because content of character is king. So
Yeah.
and you let me know what you think of this idea. You don't get to name your child. Child is just a number until they're 18, and when you're 18, society votes on your name, and whatever you are the most, that becomes your name. So if you want to be a good person, if you're funny, this funny man Jack when you're 18, great.
That's what the
But if
mob
you're-
kind of does, doesn't it? Don't Italians kind of do that?
Yes, very similar. But
Yeah.
if you're a piece of garbage, hey, piece of garbage, Gary, right?
Garbage man.
Then you change your life, and then people know. Then they can be racist, right? Because then you go, all the garbage people have similar names. They go over there. We don't give them jobs unless they can get their act together and change their name. Then you no longer have to judge people by the color of skin. I don't think racism is wrong. I just think it's that you. Yes, I do think racism is
Okay, because it's based on race, but you're about
right.
discriminating against people based on their personality.
Yes. Thank you for getting that right.
I'm really articulate sometimes.
You're very good. With
I could be a
words.
translator between you and the fans. I'm more of a common man than you are.
Fucking fat man.
Well, people don't. People
Anyway.
out there don't have silk robes oozing out of dresser drawers.
Well, how can we do that? How can we get people? How can we fix racism?
Well, can I tell
so
you
that we
my
can judge
idea?
people by the
This
right
is more
thing.
of a Jobs idea,
Right.
but I think that people, when a child is born, they should be assigned to a building, and then whatever the building is, whatever business is there, that person has to learn the business. So if it's a
Oh.
Starbucks, the person's a barista. If it becomes a funeral home, then that person becomes an undertaker.
Okay.
If it becomes a widget factory, that person wouldn't that be a more rich experience than just having one job your whole life? You have
Oh, so you swap buildings?
No, you stay in the same building, but things go out of business and then other businesses take over.
Right.
Then
Oh, so
you
you're
would
assigned to
just have to work whatever business is in that building.
That could be like a city. Like if you're the city of Detroit where they did cars,
right.
everyone there's a car man, no matter what. And you could do a pool.
Well, no,
city.
you're assigned to. You're extrapolating it out too far. You're assigned because you need in any city you need people doing different things.
right.
Okay, so if everybody in the Detroit is a car person, who's going to do your laundry?
Great question.
Okay, so you're really fucking it up with your. I
Right.
mean, I appreciate
No, I was
you
trying.
descending, but it's like that's and the other thing is I was thinking about this. I was walking through a neighborhood in LA because the Uber was too. I was at somebody's Conan, I think Mark Norman's Conan or something, and I was walking. I decided to walk back to my hotel because the Uber prices spiked,
Mhm.
and I was walking through this neighborhood, and I'm looking at the houses, and I go, maybe that's the way you should live your life when you're a child. You know, when you're a child and you're trying to make a decision on what career to have, instead of looking at what you like and what you love and testing and doing this and what are you good at in school, you just see a house that you like.
Yeah.
And you go up to the house and you knock on the door, and whoever answers the door, you go, "Hi, do you own the house?" And they go, "Yeah." And you go, "What do you do for a living?"
Right.
And they tell you, and you just do that.
Let me say this. That's actually kind of genius
Pretty good.
because it will show you.
Yeah. Because every job you get tired of after a while. Like,
Yes.
every job wears its welcome out, and you're like, I'm just doing this as a job. Most
Yes.
people are just doing their job to make money.
Yes.
After a while, your passion
Yes.
kind of dies down and everything. You're like, oh, I'm going to ride this out, get my retirement, whatever. So it all hits base level at some point anyway.
Yes.
So you might as well, they say don't chase the money, but it's like, just do whatever, is going to put you in the house that you
Chase
love.
the house.
Chase the house.
Dude, I say a very similar thing about women. You pick a lover, people pick lovers the way they pick jobs. So like, well, I want to be a comedian, it's fun. Well, eventually it's gonna get boring.
Right.
Women,
Or it's not going to be fun.
right. So I say pick something like a woman that you can get along with on a very low baseline. Like, it's like, are you screaming every day? No? Good. Can we just talk and be around and be quiet? Great. That's what you want. Hotness, all that stuff, none of it means anything, right? It's picking the house. Like, what similar. If you walk up to a couple and they're not fighting in a coffee shop, go, what kind of woman are you? And she'll, I don't know whatever she says. And you go, you marry that woman. You know what I'm saying?
You don't, she's with somebody.
But you gotta go one, like, oh, where's your daughter?
Right.
Or something like that. Who's like you? Find me someone who's just like you. It's different because people are different than buildings.
Right. People are more.
But I'm trying
nuanced,
to I'm trying to I think that's very a similar thing you could do with a relationship.
Well, isn't that what they're trying to do on online dating? Except it's like a job interview. Everybody's putting their best foot forward, and they're not putting any of the negative things because the negative things are really what can sink you, I think.
What's the most negative thing you could find in a woman?
I find that if she has a woman has a bad relationship with her father, that's a very, very bad sign.
Really?
It's a very, very bad
sign.
Whoa.
Can you extrapolate on this a little bit?
Well, because that's how her view of men is. That's her idea of a man.
Her number one guy she doesn't get along with.
Number one guy she doesn't get along with. And whatever. It could be because he's a piece of shit.
Right.
And she's correct.
Right.
And whatever. And it's all she could be correct in her assessment, but it's just never good. It's never, in my experience, it's never ever been good.
There's part of her also that is just waiting for you to do what her dad did.
Could be,
like if she hates her dad because
she already is going into it with that view.
Yeah.
This is how men are.
Right.
So it's like it's very tough to overcome, in my opinion. That's the number one thing I would say in my experiences.
I was going to say prison life. Like if they're coming right out of prison.
Right.
That's usually a negative, but I've never really met anyone right out of prison. I think it's my
did you watch Life After Lockup? Love After Lockup?
Is that the one where they had notes in the toilets and they were doing the strings to each other?
Well, the one girl came up and go, first things first, I want a Gucci purse. First things first, I want to go parasailing. I want a Gucci purse. And it's like, yes, that is someone straight out of prison.
Yeah.
It's like, first things first. You're nothing. I know I've been corresponding to you and we're technically dating, but now I'm free. So I want a Gucci purse and I want parasailing.
Parasailing.
First things first.
I will say this. If you ever want to meet, I know you're with a woman now, a wonderful woman. We all love her. But I don't want to.
Tita's sister.
If you have to go back.
All right, I'll meet her.
If we have to ever go back in time, if you and I somehow get put in some time machine where we got to go back before our ladies and our ladies are not born yet, what we got to do is we got to hang outside of a prison, right? Because you see all these women who go to see their husbands. All you got to be is better than the guy in prison. And then do you get married one of them?
Well, do you, or does the guy come out of prison and kill you and then get back together with her?
Well, I had not thought about that.
Right.
But, we could get some kind of knife or something. I don't know.
Oh,
we can learn how to fight, I guess. He ain't gonna kill you. He's gonna be in jail for life.
Those
prison.
women are not sticking. They'll stick for a little while, but if the guy's got a life sentence, they're moving on quickly.
But that's why you get them on their last visit. Like when they're walking out, if she walks out rubbing her eyes going, and that's the last time I'll ever see him. You go, how you doing, Mike Vechionne? I got a Honda Accord over here. You want to jump in? You know?
But don't those women like those women like bad boys?
Yeah, put a shirt
They're
on.
probably going to go on for to other bad boys. They're not going to go on to you or me.
You trick them and you wear a shirt that says Judas Priest, right? And then you have a blonde bleach hair and you just have breast knuckles on. And you go, hey, come here, right? And they go, what, bad boy? And they go, that's right, get in my Honda Accord. And then you treat them nicely,
right?
And they don't even realize it because every night before you go to bed, you go, and when you go to sleep, I'm going to punch you with these breast knuckles. And then when they wake up and they get punched, they go, phew, he must have.
It's like getting flowers.
Yes. It's like they wake up and they go, oh, he must have forgotten.
Right.
Maybe tonight will be different, right? And then you go, hey, honey, come on. I'm going to take you to Lucer Chris restaurant. We're going to get a nice steak. Hey, Gucci purse for you. All right. Go to bed. But understand that as soon as you fall asleep, I got to punch you with these breast knuckles. They go to sleep and they wake up next morning and go, oh, again, he forgot. That's how you keep a bad girl.
You constantly keep them in fear.
Just right before they go to sleep.
Just right before they go to sleep.
Right. The whole
mind.
day is fun.
Right.
And great. And
right.
you treat them the way you want to treat them.
Right.
Limo rides, helicopter rides, boat rides.
Oh, so I'm a different person in this too, then, scenario.
You don't want to go on a boat ride?
No, I do. Who's got the financial resources for what you're talking about? Am I doing a different job now?
Well, Staten Island Ferry, A. Helicopter ride, you just join ISIS for a week. You make them think that you're going to do a terrorist attack, and then you go, all right, I'm going to do a terrorist attack. And you go, honey, let's get on a free helicopter ride. You ride the helicopter, you land it, and you go, sorry, ISIS, I wasn't into it. That's how you get a free helicopter ride. And then that's it, right? And then she loves you for you. Bad boy style.
Bad boys.
Are you a good boy or a bad boy?
I'm a good boy.
That's our podcast.
Good boy, bad boy.
We could be like, are you garbage? We can email, hey, are you a good boy or a bad boy? And then people will say things like, oh, last night I bought my friend a dog. Oh, that's a good boy.
That's a good boy.
That's it. And then someone
is a good boy.
good
and then you say something bad that you did. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I ate something off the floor. Oh, snap. You a bad
He's
boy
a bad
now.
boy.
And then the comments will be endless. I root for him because he a good boy.
Hey, I ate something
I
off
was
the
rooting
floor.
against him.
And I'm not bad. You are bad.
No, you did.
You
Who
both
don't eat
bad.
stuff off the floor? Who don't?
Man.
So you didn't take into account the comment section. I never did.
You have to beat the algorithm. You got to be in the comments.
Yeah, and you got to start controversies over something, you know. I want to stay out of all this what's going on in society. So I guess it's with foods or something. I don't know.
Well, I think we
do
could go after
good boy, bad boy is a good
boy, bad boy is good. Bad boy.
boy.
You be the good boy, I'll be the bad boy.
Okay.
Right? We
Clearly.
can play like Satan and heaven, you'll be the angel, I'll be the devil on the show, and we have a giant prosthetic head to sit in between us, and we're gonna play the, on each shoulder of the prosthetic head.
I think the prosthetic head thing is a little.
Did I lose you
We
there?
could do good. We could have Mike animate it.
What if we got a TV screen
Right.
and the guests are on the TV screen
Well,
and
now
we play the good and bad?
We're turning it into a game show.
No.
It's
Feel
got a
me.
game show quality.
Walk with me on this. Here in the middle is the guest, and you play the angel and I play the devil of their conscious.
Oh, wow.
Right?
Right.
So then they say a thing like, hey, I have a question. I met this girl the other night. I am married, but this a girl seemed cool. And then I go, you got to go for it. You got to have sex with that girl. And then you go, no, don't, please. That's not the right thing to do. Right? And
Right.
Good boy, bad boy.
And then they make a decision.
And then they
on
make
what
a
did.
decision. And they get $500. We do turn it into a game show.
I like it. Who can we pitch it to?
Good
Can
boy,
we just
bad
do
boy.
this? I mean, can't we
got
do it with
the
that
technology.
monitor? Just put the camera that way?
Yeah, we could, but there's so much junk in this room. I don't know where the hell I'm going to put
Clean
anything.
it out.
Well, who's going to help me?
Good boy, bad boy. But what if it's a girl? We can't use gender. Good person,
girl, bad girl.
person.
Well, no, we call Carly Aquilino and Jessie May, and they can be the girl version of our podcast, Girl, Bad Girl. And then we can do podcasts where we meet each other and we do crossovers. Remember like Girl Code, Boy Code?
I remember.
Were you on Guy Code?
No, I'm not sexy enough to be on Guy Code. What are you talking about?
I just don't think you realize you're sexy.
I was. I'm an older gentleman. I'm at least 10 years older than those guys. I was in my 30s when Guy Code. That would have been.
Guy Code was.
I would have
boy
been
code.
good on Guy Court as a
That's
district attorney
yeah.
or maybe a bailiff.
Have you ever cheated on a woman?
Have I ever cheated on a woman? No.
Nice. I didn't think you would.
Yeah.
Pass the test. Yeah. What's the most you ever stole?
I think I stole candy before.
No high ticket items. No televisions?
No, no TVs. Candy.
What's the worst?
Maybe
thing
money.
You're like this guy who's constantly worried about being canceled, yet has done nothing wrong. Have you?
No, it's not that I've done nothing wrong.
Well, what have you done wrong?
I've done stuff wrong.
I need something. We got 10
Why
minutes
we
left.
turn the focus on? Why we turn the focus?
Because
so
we got 9
highly?
minutes left and we don't have no hot button issue. We don't have the thing that's making people
I thought the good boy bad boy thing has really sold.
No, that's really funny.
Yeah.
And we're the whole podcast.
Oh, we
was
need something else. Oh,
funny.
you need to exploit me for something else?
Yes.
Do you want to
What-
stab me? I mean, there's a knife
I
right
could
there.
try to stab you. That would get
That would get a lot
Let's
of
say this.
views.
That would get. Can I stab you? I don't want to stab you, but that would get views. Dude, we are now at a fork in our careers. We go
And a
one way
knife.
and it continues. We go, I stab you.
Yeah.
We're famous.
Well, no, you're in jail. I'm kind of famous for being a victim.
Yeah, but we'll have views.
Victim of a guy. What would the headline be? Guy comes over for podcast, leaves in an ambulance.
And they would say,
Then we do a podcast in the ambulance.
famed podcast host
Fame.
figures it out, gets rich, leaves guest in the dust. New York Post. That's what we would be.
Podcast gets bloody.
The only way we would start a trend, and
Yeah.
then every podcast would be trying to stab people until that got old. But we would be the first.
Well,
You want to stab me?
Well, it depends how much blood they lose. We could do we could do it like a steak. Is it rare? Medium rare? How did he come out? Well done.
I hate to just throw this at you, but we could do a podcast called Are You Rare? And we judge steaks. Is it rare? It has medium. Nah, that doesn't have any legs. Sometimes you have them and sometimes they're no good.
Right.
All right.
Sometimes you don't have any legs.
So
I'm sorry this wasn't controversial enough for you.
no, it was funny, but we got to get hits. What do we got to get hits.
All right.
I
Well, what do
need
you
that-
want to do? Do you want to take a swing at me? Is that going to do it?
Take a swing at you. No, I'd have to stab you.
Oh, Fight Club, the podcast. You bring somebody on. You ask them you do the whole interview. What's meaningful
Have
to
you ever
them.
been in jail?
I've been arrested.
You were?
Yeah.
Now we're talking. What are you arrested for?
DUI.
DUI?
Yeah.
What a bad boy. You are such a bad boy. This is the podcast. You're such a bad boy. How was
Well,
it?
do you try to make good? Like I don't know if that's a bad boy thing. That's a making a mistake.
Were you were drunk?
Yeah, I was drunk.
Did you hurt anybody?
No, thank God.
How long were you in jail?
I just got processed, and then they let me go on my own recognizance. But I was arrested,
This is stupid.
and I had to figure out how to get this off my record because I was getting a teaching job at the same time. And
Whoa.
yeah,
The students.
Well, it wasn't on the social media now then. So, but I did have to go tell my bosses that I was
this
arrested. for a
isn't the
DUI.
clip, Mike. This isn't the clip.
Well, I'm trying to open up so that you could get listeners. And I'm trying to open up to some of the
About
the bad parts of my life, the mistakes that I made.
You didn't even run anyone over. Did you hit a mailbox?
No, I was going the wrong way on a one-way street in front of a strip club.
That's kind of juicy, but where are you going? Were you headed towards or from?
Okay, there's going to be no juiciness in that. And that I got dumped. And how about that? That's juicy. I got dumped, and I got I didn't know I had no job. My job in
This is just sad.
and then I had no car because my car got taken from me.
The Integra?
And I had to stay with my brother for a while until I figured it out. But it was a tough time in my life. I don't know if that's going to get views.
Can I stab you now or what?
On top of me just bearing my
DUI.
soul.
We all had DUIs.
All
Everyone's
right,
got
well,
a
I'm sorry
DUI.
that's not sexy enough for you, but in the 90s, that was kind of a big deal before
Ask
everybody
me.
was sharing everything.
Ask me one.
What happened in your life?
I gave a guy AIDS intentionally.
You gave a guy AIDS intentionally.
1987. It had just come out, and people were like, "You gotta stop doing this." And I went to someone's house, and I said, "I don't like you." He was my enemy, and I won him over. We made love. I gave him AIDS intentionally, and then I got the vaccine and never told him.
There's a vaccine for AIDS?
There was in 87, but they weren't sharing it. I had the only one, and I used it on myself.
I thought it was just a quilt.
That was, yeah.
But
that's
see,
pretty good for DUI.
that's something that should be the clip.
I know that wasn't true though. I made that up. I didn't give. I was 4 years old in 1987. 5, 6. I was 6 years old in 1987. Kid AIDS? That'd be a clip, but
Baby AIDS.
Bades. All right.
Baby AIDS.
All right. We got 4 minutes to get a clip.
Band-Aids.
What can you do? What can we do? Just start throwing stuff out.
Well, no, it's gonna have to be something drastic. Do you want to just? I don't want to fight you, but do you want to have a fist fight on camera?
I don't want to fight because I'll be sore tomorrow. Oh, can I tell you this? Sorry. Can I tell you this?
Are you pretty strong?
Not that strong. You're like a bull.
Well, no, I'm a little more lean now. So what I'm saying is, if we do fight, you better take me out early because I think I have better wind.
No, those legs, or I'll take the legs out because you got weak legs. Look at these calves.
Yeah,
strong.
Yeah, you got pretty strong legs.
Yeah, you got.
But mine are deceptively.
No, these thighs are nice.
Yeah, I got thighs over there. I'm wearing baggy clothes, so I'm not a braggart.
I know. You should brag more. You should wear tighter clothes.
I don't want to wear tighter clothes. I don't want to be that guy that wears tight clothes.
Why?
I don't like that.
You should wear.
I think it looks bad. I think it doesn't look good. It looks like you're trying to accentuate. I like the thing where you're not trying.
Right.
But you keep it under wraps.
I'm ignoring that and saying, no, you need to get like bike shorts and like a bike shirt and a bike helmet. And it always looks like you're going on a bike and show people your body. And then they go, why are you showing your body? You go, I'm just looking for my bike. You need an excuse to show people your body. Then it won't look like a braggart.
That's really a great strategy.
I know.
You have some really good ideas, Greg.
I know. I don't know, but I know.
No, but you dress like you're looking for your bike.
Always.
But meanwhile, you're accentuating your body. And then people go, you're just trying to show off. And you go, no, I'm looking for my bike. Have you seen my bike?
Do you know
that's an icebreaker too?
Do you know?
I think you've rolled a bunch of great ideas into one thing.
Yeah, man.
I don't know if that's going to elevate the podcast, but it's really a good idea for some of the listeners out there.
Do you know how many times I showed up to the Comedy Cellar in just a towel and I went, am I too late? I just got out of the shower. But really, I'm just showing my body. I'm in a towel, no shoes.
Right.
In the olive tree.
Right.
And they're like, where are your clothes? And I go, I just got out of the shower. And I go, I'll go on like this. And they go, you've got 30 minutes. And, but that's a good move.
That is understandable.
Right.
Because sometimes you misjudge your spot and you did just get out of the shower.
Mm-hmm. Constantly, when the Chinese food guy comes, answer the door in a Predator costume. I was just coming back from a Halloween costume party. Right. But he goes, that's a great costume.
Right.
And I go, I know. I just wear it for the party, but I'm not proud of myself. Same. You got to lie to the world to do the things you want.
It's a good way to get compliments.
I think so.
It really is.
We got about 60 seconds left. Have you ever thought about...
Are you just coming off these questions off the top of your head? You're throwing a Hail Mary now.
Hail Mary. Really, we get 30 seconds to get something viral. You ever want to have sex with a horse? Have you ever looked at a horse's dick and go, wow, that's kind of nice?
Haven't been around them enough.
On video? You don't Google it?
Well, I mean, I've looked at horses and go, that's a beautiful animal, but it's never trickled down to I wonder how his dick is. I wonder how big his dick is. I would like to suck it. How thoughts start to spiral? It's never spiraled into that. I go, oh, a horse. What a majestic animal. But I've never gotten, I wonder what his dick is like.
You go right. You got to go left. You go, what do you want to ride it? Horses are kind of sexy. What's the sexiest animal?
The sexiest animal?
Sexiest animal. I know the cutest animal. It's a sloth. Horses are sexy. Cats, not a cat, but a cat that looks like a woman. You ever see the black fat black
cat that looks like a woman?
Yeah, like a woman, half cat is pretty sexy.
Yeah, okay, you're mixing it up. What's the sexiest? Any half woman, half anything is going to be the sexiest animal.
A half woman, half donkey. Not as sexy as a half woman, half cat.
A little more stubborn, like a stubborn woman.
Yeah, all right. No, I don't want to have sex with a half donkey woman. Maybe it depends on her hips.
What about the whole mermaid?
No
Half
pussy.
fish, half woman.
I like the idea that they're in the water, but I don't like the idea that there's no vagina or butt.
There's a vagina when she gets on the land, though.
They turn into legs, then they
I
just
think so.
then that's just a woman.
It's a woman with all kinds of issues.
A lot of issues. Remember when you were a kid and your mom would say you can't get wet? There was that one kid who was like, "Don't wet me, I can't get wet." My mom said I can't get wet.
No.
You remember that kid?
No,
No, there was always a kid. You have water gun fight. You go, my mom said I can't get wet. And you go, all right, you don't have to get, we won't wet you. Your mom said it. I think that kid was allowed to, I don't think his mom ever said that. I think he was just getting out of getting wet.
He was lying.
Yeah. Anyway, it's like the mermaid. You know, they're always wet. What's a fish woman would be good, I guess, but she'd have to have a nice butt. I don't like no. Donkey, sloth, nah. Monkey. A monkey woman isn't hot.
The sexiest.
The sexiest animal. It's a straight animal.
What about like a rhino?
A
A woman rhino.
You find a rhino sexy.
Could be. You know, the way they wield it, you know?
The horn?
Just the way they did you ever see this video? It's like an alligator goes into a rhino pit, and the way they just like they get the alligator out. They just like push it out. It's pretty great. The alligator can't do anything to them because they're so big. It's pretty great because the alligator is terrifying, really.
The craziest and funniest thing I've ever heard.
But yeah, but the rhino is just like they're so big you can't even bite them. You can't.
I guess
bite
that's
any of
sexy.
them. It's pretty sexy. There's a quality.
Yeah, but a cat.
Cats are too temperamental. That's not sexy to me.
Right. They don't have the relationships with their dads.
Like
yeah.
I dogs are more because they're so happy to see you all the time.
No, I like a dog, but I don't like a dog woman. Do you know what turns me on? If you ever go, and you have to Google this at home, Fat Black Pussycat has this screen that says Fat Black Pussycat on it, and there's an animated cat that dances. You ever see a dance? And then it goes like this. There's that video.
Right.
And you know
that turns you on.
Always.
Really?
Every single time.
See, a cat. Look, an animal / a cat woman. Yeah, that is sexy.
Right.
Okay, but a woman with anything is sexy.
Yeah.
You know, because we're straight. But just the animal itself.
No, the animal itself doesn't really do anything for me, but I guess.
How about a snake?
No, I'm afraid of snakes. Deathly afraid of snakes.
But so afraid that you get turned on, maybe. They could swallow a whole animal.
Yeah,
they just become the shape of the animal.
I would rather.
If you stop watching porn, you'll start watching that and go, "Oh, this is a substitute."
Snakes. I'm a yes-ander, but I will not talk about snakes on this podcast.
Oh, okay.
I will not have it. They're so scary. They'll eat children.
Right.
Imagine you wake up. Oh, okay, Katie, what are you doing? You roll over to tap her. Giant snake. That's horrifying. Because the snake ate her.
Well, there's the two kinds of snakes: the snakes that swallow you, and then the other snake. Well, there's a few kinds. The snake that swallows you, that unhinges its jaw, which is sexy.
Sexy.
The one that is poisonous, and then the other one that chokes you.
Constrictors.
Yeah. Do you hear the guy had a pet snake, and the snake would just crawl into his room every night, so he takes the snake in to whatever, and the snake, and the guy's snake expert goes, "Oh, he was sizing you up to murder you." He would keep getting out of his cage and like laying next to the guy in bed. And so he brought him to a snake expert. He goes, what's the problem? He keeps leaving his cage, and the snake expert said he's sizing you up to strangle you.
Why would you have a pet like this? You know Chico? His name isn't Chico. Sergio Chacon?
Yes.
Guy loves snakes. Too scary for me. He's got giant white. I go, why do he loves them? He goes, I love them, but they don't show you affection. I don't love snakes.
They do. They stick their tongue out.
Yeah, to eat you, to lick you, to numb your face and then bite your face off.
Could be affection.
Could be. You think a snake love? Where's the heart? Where's the heart in a snake? Where is the heart in a snake?
I don't know that. That's actually a really good question. Where
in its head?
They
don't have hearts?
This would be a good episode of Social Studs.
It would be.
Where's the heart of a snake?
I think it's in their brain, or they turn into a heart with their shapes. And that's how they show love.
An emoji snake?
Mm-hmm. Did you know if you whip a snake like this, he'll turn into an arrow and show you the direction home?
That's from a cartoon.
I don't know. Maybe.
Well, we're out of time, guy. I mean, I'll wrap it up. Greg's gonna keep on going on. What's the
Oh, look.
Oh, wow.
Mike pulled this up. Left lung. Oh, they got shit in there. So you got to know where to punch them. Right lung. It's just randomly. Their body parts are just randomly in their body.
Oh, you know what the sexiest animal is? I finally have an answer.
What?
And you can use this as a clip. A mongoose, because a mongoose will protect you from a snake.
That's the clip, all right. Please cancel. Should just hit end. Just kidding. We could have riffed on that. But that was probably no. He didn't. Mike doesn't hit stop. So then I just spiral. At the end. Okay,
you play Mike.
I'm going to riff on the mongoose.
No, I love a mongoose, but we have to do pegs. You want to do your first peg?
What's a peg?
I can't get what the plug.
Plugs.
Plugs.
Thanks for having me on. I'm for your fans. I'm at Comic Mike V on all social media platforms. ComicMikeV.com for absolutely all the platforms. At Comic Mike V for Instagram and Twitter. Please follow me. I'm at the Stress Factory, July 30th and 31st in New Brunswick, New Jersey.
Who's opening for you? Ben? Jim.
StressFactory.com for tickets.
Okay.
Please come. Katie is opening.
Oh, that's great.
Yeah.
That's great. That's
having
fun.
Johnny McDonald, who I like very. Johnny McDonald.
Oh,
he's a guy. He lives like in Queens, Long Island area.
Oh, I like Johnny.
So Johnny is going to host.
You need a car?
Katie is going to feature, and I'm going to close.
You probably borrow my car.
I'm good.
Because I got a new car coming.
Do you really?
Yeah, we're getting a Forester for the family.
Wow.
So
things are going well.
Well, Tita's got a city job.
Well, this podcast was taking off. I'm sorry. I was trying to boost you. That's the other thing you do, where you pretend the podcast is more
a cute mongoose.
Successful. Yeah.
Mike's showing us mongoose penis. He's like, look at this penis.
It's red.
Oh,
like a dog.
I have to say this, and Mike will have to do other Mike, not you, Mike. I have a major announcement. Major. Alert. We have an announcement. I'm pulling up the announcement. Because I only mentioned it once or twice. I gotta make this a clip. Hang on with me, Mike. Hey guys, if you're not following me, follow me on my Instagram. And thank you for being a Patreon subscriber. If this is a Patreon episode, I don't know that it is. I don't know what episode this is. Anyway, I'm going to be at Soul Joel's doing a live Friday Night Greg on August 11th. No, that's not right. Hang on. Can you hang on? Mike,
please follow me on my podcast also. Mike
right.
Vechionne Investigates on Gas Digital. We just had Greg Stone on. So you guys should all be interested.
Did that go
Mike
well, that episode?
Vechionne Investigates, Gas Digital, iTunes, wherever you find podcasts, you can download it for free.
Here we go.
Mike Vechionne Investigates.
That was a great episode we had, right?
It was a great one.
What was the questions that you were going to ask me? You didn't ask any of them. Man, we can't.
We didn't get to any of them because of our chemistry.
Hey, thanks everyone for listening. We'll see you all real soon. Thanks for the support or thanks for subscribing. And if you don't subscribe. Okay, goodbye.
Pick up your head, pick up your body, get on the bus, it's time to party. It's Gregory, it is a Saturday night Gregory. Take your socks off and take your pants on, get in the car and drive on Friday night Gregory. It is a Saturday night Gregory. Born in the darkness, my man was too high. He created the show, so that is why that you have Gregory. Oh, Friday